Right, hello. Something a bit different this morning for me. I haven't been on the train for years, and I thought that this morning I'd have a little train ride out to Sudbury, which is perhaps about 20 miles away, and then ride back. So let's go, and hopefully I'll enjoy the ride back down those country lanes. Let's get to Marks Tey station then. Well, to get to Marks Tey station we've got to cross over the A120, which is busy even early on a Sunday morning, so I'll use the crossing here. Well, now we go past the main station entrance to get round onto the branch line. This line runs from Marks Tey to Sudbury and was saved from closure in the 1960s. Here's our train, ready and waiting for us. Right, made it to the train. About another 10 minutes or so before it goes. I must say these trains are a lot more comfortable than the ones I used to ride on back in the 1950s. Well, here I'm trying to relate the view out the train window to what I see when I'm running across the field. I'm now crossing the Chapel Viaduct. The first station is Chapel, where there is a railway museum. They're more like the carriages I used to ride.
The next stop will be Essex.
Our viewers is right up on the Essex-Suffolk border. A quick look at the faithful old bike, enjoying the ride. This was my ride to work bike 20 years ago now almost. Right, somewhere around here we're crossing the border out of Essex into Suffolk and arriving at Sudbury station. Well, I was expecting to go through the centre of Sudbury here and show you the statue of Thomas Gainsborough, the famous artist who lived in Sudbury, but for some peculiar reason Canute took me off around these somewhat quieter roads. Not bad houses though. Just about to cross back into Essex again, but I thought I'd stop here and have a look at the River Stour or Stour, depending how you like to pronounce it, which is a lovely river. I got totally confused at these crossroads and was going backwards and forwards until eventually I did find the correct road. Only to find it blocked by an enormous lorry. Can I squeeze past that way? Nope. How about the other side? Well, I gave that a go and I did manage to get through. And the road started climbing, and because it had been raining quite a bit a few days before, all the mud had been washed down the road and the hill got steeper and steeper and muddier and muddier, and I was hoping I didn't meet a lorry coming the other way. Hope I escaped from that chaos back there. Sudbury recycling things. Well, apologies for the clicking noise, especially when I'm going uphill. I think that's due to a slightly loose headset on the old bike. Well, that was an absolute nightmare. Nearly at the top. Thought I'd better stop before I exploded. Reach what appears to be the summit. Oh, this is more like it. Well, at this point I'd climbed out of the Stour Valley, and I was looking forward to a relatively smooth ride back down to Chapel. Oh, I couldn't have been more wrong. Well, this is the A131. I won't stay on that very long. Very soon cross over down into Wiles Lane. Well, I could soon tell I was back in Essex, looking at the size of the potholes. Right, just coming into Little Henny now. This was a bit more like I was hoping the ride was going to be, down these quiet country lanes. Well, there we go. The optimism for the quiet, relatively easy ride back is rising again. Right, just passed through into Great Henny. Well, then a nice easy stretch where I seemed to be zooming along, and I was beginning to think that perhaps my fitness on the bike had actually increased somewhat. But of course, in reality, as you can see, I was going downhill all the way. Well, another one of those really useful lanes. Well, of course, what goes down inevitably has to start to go up at some point. And I met another one of these lanes. And as you can see from the banks, it's beginning to go up and up. Okay, got off to walk up this hill. Seems to be going on forever. Oh, dear, oh dear. Oh, I've got a fair way up. Still a fair way to go by the looks of it, so I'll just continue walking slowly up. I can't even get up this one on the lowest gear I've got. This is the payback for all that effort. Well, then a nice downhill, and I was beginning to hope again that perhaps the hills would be over. But of course I was wrong. Is definitely a quiet lane. Oh. Well, then the inevitable happened. I met a car coming down here, a guy taking his family out for a Sunday drive, and his sat-nav had led him down that a bit of a squeeze, but we got past eventually. And then the road carried on going up and up, and I got off the bike again and had to push. I think I was feeling every one of those 79 years at that point. I was really grateful for the lovely downhill here. Until it started to go up again. Oh, I finally reached the top. At this point I was beginning to regret my life's choices and was beginning to wish that I'd stayed at home in Marks Tey on that quiet Sunday morning. But fairly soon we came out onto the open road towards Chapel, and I stopped for a break under the Chapel viaduct. Well, I've arrived at Chapel, so I've got another 3.5 miles to get home. I had to stop and have a flapjack at that point. I think our energy was running out a bit. Right, from now onwards it's just the familiar slog up Chapel Hill, through Great Tay and home. So first of all through Swan Street Chapel and then into Great Tay, past the Caterpillar, which by now I was beginning to think looked a bit scary. Perhaps the effort had caused hallucinations. Past Great Tay Church and the old rectory and then home. Well, there we go. Had over 18 miles to run back from Sudbury, which is just about what I expected it to be. And of course there's the extra mile and a bit to add on to get up to the station. So around about the same as the last run I did, maybe just a tad longer. Okay. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. And until I see you again, look after yourselves, take care, all the best, and bye for now.